Here it is, folks. The hyped Russell Westbrook segment that I promised you. As an aside, I looked for Russell Westbrook songs. If you go on Spotify right now and you search, which you don't have premium access to, Marty.
It's coming.
If you look on Spotify and you search for Russell Westbrook, there's like 100 songs named Russell Westbrook. That is insane. That he may be one of the most highly named rap song players. I don't know if that makes sense.
It would make sense a little bit, like why he would be that guy. Yeah.
Why you would title your song Russell Westbrook, though?
Oh, titling the song's a little weird.
All of the song titles were Russell Westbrook. That's crazy. Anyway, we'll probably do a segment on that in the future. If you don't think we will, you are not familiar with this league. You're just not. You're just not. Okay, so what is a time? What's the best time to talk about Russ? When he is healthy for the first time all season, he puts up 41 in one of the highest scoring games in NBA history to beat the Nets that are supposed to be a contender when this Wizards team is trash. Trash. So, I know you didn't see the performance because you were sleep. Mm-hmm. Did you go back and see the highlights?
I did, especially the fourth quarter.
That was sick.
Yeah.
That was sick. Here is what Russell Westbrook had to say after the game, which is going to make my point. It's like a nice segue.
It's part of my responsibility as a leader to make sure I bring it every single night.
It's facts.
And I take pride in doing that because I don't think that's something that everybody do around this league, that in sports in general. And that's something that I take pride in, coming in every night.
Yes, he does. Spitting straight facts. God damn it, I love some Russell Westbrook. Okay, so this is what I've been thinking about for a long time. Russell Westbrook is kind of how I feel about Kyrie Irving. And this is how it is. It's different, but it's the same.
Okay.
Kyrie Irving is cold on the court. He is one of the most skilled basketball players, if not the most skilled basketball players in the NBA right now. Mm-hmm. He can do things with the basketball that no one else can do, especially around the rim. But then you get what he does on Instagram where he's like putting emojis of his Zodiac on there and like all this subtweeting, and then he's taking games off, and then he's telling the NBA players that they should start their own league and like telling them to not be in the bubble, and you're like, dude, I don't like this. And then you see him do what he did a couple of nights ago and you're like, oh my God, I love Kyrie Irving.
You separate it really quickly.
It's easy when you see him do what he did. And this has been how Kyrie's been for 10 years. He's gotten weirder and weirder, for sure, post LeBron. But what Kyrie does off the floor, what Kyrie does on the floor kind of makes you forget about everything that he does off the floor.
Yeah.
So how I feel about Russell Westbrook is this. He makes awful decisions on the court. Like so blatantly egregious and obvious. Where you're like, what were you even thinking there? Remember, here's a good one. Remember when Russell Westbrook tried to go shot for shot with Damian Lillard in the playoffs?
I do, yeah.
Damian Lillard was hitting from everywhere, and Russell Westbrook was ice cold. And like the more Russell Westbrook would brick, the more he would shoot.
Right, yeah, the more he feels like he needs to shoot. Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's a law of averages. I just need to shoot more.
Yeah.
No, you're off tonight. And that's Damian Lillard. Like Russell Westbrook in those moments is like a girl who goes to a party and thinks that she can go shot for shot with the boys, like with Fireball or Jameson. And like how it ends up working out is she's just blacked out. She gets gum in her hair. She probably like pees on herself. Like it's just bad, right? Mm-hmm. She gets alcohol poisoning. She's like sleeping on the frat couch, and you're just like, wow. You knew going into this wasn't a good idea. You're not the same size as these guys, and you tried to keep up. You knew you weren't capable of this. You knew that this was how it was going to be. And here we are on national television, Blazers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, and you're just laying bricks against Logo Lillard. Like just getting yourself out of the playoffs altogether when you were the favorite. Like they were, don't forget, the Thunder were favorite in that series. Mm-hmm. But that's like also is the exact same reason I love Russ. Like Russ is never going to take any possessions off. He's that guy that trains, and I was talking to a friend about this. He's that guy, his mentality over the offseason is, how do I prepare myself and my body to be physically able to be a Tasmanian devil on every single play. That's crazy. You're talking about a time when guys are walking around screens and you've got Russell Westbrook going 100 miles an hour every single night, sometimes 82 games. That's crazy.
It is.
Even LeBron takes possessions off because he's not insane like Russell Westbrook. So God bless him, right? He makes the NBA, I believe he makes the NBA better, even though he sometimes makes egregiously terrible decisions. This is how Russell Westbrook is to his teammates.
I want to see him keep up. Keep up. Let's go. Come on. You supposed to be the man. I know you can be the man.
This is him in
Keep
halftime
up.
with the
We
Wizards against the Nets.
365. We're doing it 365.
365. No plays off. No possessions off. On both sides of the ball. 100 miles an hour. Players could learn something from Russell Westbrook, and I know people don't like this comparison because it's not a very good one when you think about Russell Westbrook shooting because his shooting is egregious. But if Donovan Mitchell could do any of the things that Russell Westbrook could do, he'd be an amazing player.
Yep.
Any of the things. Just stay being a shooter and do any of those things, whether it's rebounding, stealing. I mean, Russell Westbrook had the presence of mind to try to steal the ball, realize his teammate stole the ball, go back to the three-point line, and hit the fucking three when he's not a shooter to put them up 1 against the team that's supposed to be the contender. And he's like, yeah, I'm like that. So, okay, so as infuriating as Russell Westbrook is, and you certainly do not ever want him on your favorite franchise's team, never?
No.
You would never want him on the Suns, right?
Oh, no.
No, but if you got him on a lazy team, it would be like ship up or ship out.
Yeah.
Think about this. Russell Westbrook and James Harden grew up together. They played together in OKC.
Mm-hmm.
They were good friends. Russell Westbrook and Harden planned on his move to Houston. And one season after viewing what James Harden was up to, he was like, you know what? I got to bounce. I'm going to head out, fam. DC looks good. I'd rather play in a perennial losing team than play with someone who can't even show up for film on time. And I know I've known you since we were in Little League. I don't care that he's awful to media members. He's been awful to me. Really? A lot. A lot. He makes your skin crawl when you ask him questions after a loss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not even you're so terrified.
Oh, I get it.
At one point, you saw what he did to that guy, Barry Trammell.
Yeah, where he just did the squint face.
He literally would just be like, next question, or he'd be like, I don't know, every single time, no matter how legitimate the question was. Anyway, he's been one of those guys for a long time that's not great to be around, but no one, you have to respect, no one gives their all every play like Russ. He was out there in the beginning of the season with a bad leg. He literally said, I was out there with one leg balling out, and now he's healthy. So we are going to see some fun things from Russell Westbrook. And at a time when no one is caring about doing anything, not trying for entire games, a healthy Russell Westbrook, I would say, is a nice change of pace.